Good evening, I'm Kimilia and this is KiniNews. Kajang Prison inmate Najib Abdul Razak is not in his prison cell in Kajang. No, it's not because he escaped. Don't worry, he's actually being treated at the Cheras Rehab Hospital. This is no longer a rumor, it was confirmed by the prison department itself.
Kajang Prison inmate Najib Abdul Razak is being treated at the Cheras Rehabilitation Hospital. The matter was confirmed by the prison department today. The confirmation comes just days after an anonymous social media message claimed that plans are afoot to move Najib to Cheras. The former Prime Minister was codenamed Merpati in the message. The viral message alleged that the move is to allow more access to visitors and VVIP facilities. The message also claimed that Najib's cell in the Kajang Prison complex has been renovated. However, the prison department assured Najib will be sent back to the Kajang Prison to serve his jail sentence once he is given medical clearance by specialists. It also said that on September 19th, HKL referred Najib to CRH for further treatment and monitoring. The department, however, did not respond to allegations of renovations at the Kajang Prison complex. Other than carrying out its responsibilities under the Prison Act to confine convicts, the department said it also bore the responsibility to ensure the convicts' health and safety. Najib is serving 12 years in jail after the federal court last month upheld his conviction in the SRC International case. In addition, he was also fined 210 million ringgit.
Following this, veteran lawmaker Lim Kit Siang has questioned the government's deafening silence over the Merpati message.
Lim Kit Siang has questioned the Home Ministry's thunderous silence on the Merpati issue. The viral message claimed that former Premier Najib Abdul Razak has been accorded certain privileges in his incarceration. In a statement, the DAP veteran also wondered whether the lack of response from the ministry meant that the allegations were true. He pointed out that the social media post had been in circulation for the last 2 days, and it is unlikely that the authorities are unaware of it. Lim added that the ministry should know that 24 hours, let alone 48 hours, is a very long time to counter something in the social media era. PKR Deputy President Rafizi Ramli and Amanah Vice President Mahfuz Omar have both asked the authorities to come clean on the matter. This morning, the prison department confirmed that Najib is indeed being warded at the Cheras Rehabilitation Hospital upon referral by the Kuala Lumpur Hospital. Lim further urged the Home Ministry to discuss the issue in today's cabinet meeting.
Once bitten, twice shy. This explains why PKR has been cautious with Muda's application to join Harapan.
Anwar Ibrahim has warned that any decisions made by Pakatan Harapan to officially accept new coalition partners must be carefully deliberated to avoid a repeat of Bersatu's treachery. In an interview with Malaysia Kini, the Harapan chairperson said that aside from Muda, the coalition also received a letter from PSM seeking to rekindle ties and explore possible election cooperation.
Because the experience in the past with Bersatu was tough in the sense that they reneged on all the commitments on the issue of multiracial agenda, or issue of getting rid of corruption. And of course, for keadilan, we cannot absolve of these excesses because many of our leaders were involved in this treachery.
However, Anwar said he will leave it to the Harapan Presidential Council and later on to have the committee deliberate in detail. Anwar attributed Harapan's cautious stance to its failed pact with Bersatu that ended with the Sheraton move. The move saw Bersatu taking over Putrajaya as leader of Perikatan Nasional together with BN, PAS and GPS. While Harapan components DAP and Amanah appear to welcome Muda's intention to join the coalition, a segment within PKR, particularly the party's youth wing, had expressed resistance to the idea. In response, Muda Deputy President Amira Aisha Abdul Aziz said the party accepts the reservations and expressed readiness to formally meet with Harapan leaders on the matter.
Now back to Najib's prison experience, opposition MPs have warned the government not to treat Bosco like a boss in prison. Opposition lawmakers have warned the government against pressuring medical officers treating Najib Abdul Razak to act against their will. This is amid allegations that the public healthcare system was being abused to give the convicted former Prime Minister preferential treatment and liberties. Speaking to Malaysia Kini, Bandar Kuching MP Kelvin Yee said doctors treating Najib must be allowed to carry out their duties professionally. He said all medical decisions should be made purely on medical considerations, not others. Yee said while prisoners should get healthcare, no one should get preferential treatment. Najib has been in and out of hospital after being sent to jail late last month. The prisons department confirmed today that Najib was moved to the Cheras Rehabilitation Hospital on Monday. However, it assured Najib would be sent back to Kajang Prison once he is given medical clearance. Meanwhile, Klang MP Charles Santiago questioned what need was there for Najib to be treated at a rehabilitation centre over ulcers and high blood pressure. He said moving the Pekan MP to CRH raised many questions of governance that Home Minister Hamzah Zainuddin and Health Minister Khairy Jamaluddin should address. Muda has viewed Zahid Hamidi's push for early elections as irresponsible and is set to hold a protest against GE15 being held this year. Muda has joined the flood of resistance against the 15th general election being called by the year-end amid an annual monsoon.
Kami Muda ingin dengan sejelas-jelasnya memberitahu ataupun menuntut tiada pilihan raya ataupun PRU 15 diadakan atau diadakan pada tahun ini. Okey. Dan kerana perkara ini sangat tidak bertanggungjawab, kenyataan seperti ini tidak langsung mencerminkan keprihatinan keluarga Malaysia yang dilaungkan oleh Perdana Menteri.
The youth-led party is planning a public protest in Kuala Lumpur this weekend. Muda Central Executive Committee member Noraini Hazika Shafi said the Lives First Before Elections protest is set to take place outside the Sogo shopping complex.
Walaupun Datuk Seri Zahid Hamidi dan juga rakan-rakan dalam Barisan Nasional tahu bahawa banjir akan dan selalunya berlaku pada akhir tahun. Dan tragedi ini telah mengingatkan kami semua berkenaan dengan tragedi banjir yang telah berlaku dengan teruknya pada tahun 2021 bermula November, Disember dan Januari 2022. Dan sehingga ke hari ini tiada langsung langkah ataupun pelan mitigasi daripada Kerajaan Barisan Nasional dan Perikatan Nasional.
This is in response to UMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi's irresponsible remarks that BN is prepared to face the floods for their election campaign. Noraini also urged Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob to announce a national flood response plan that includes government assets and personnel deployment. A parent's worst nightmare has become fuel to help others. This is the story of the tragic death of Goi Zhen Feng. Goi Zhen Feng's parents expected to see their son safe and sound when they traveled to Thailand on August 30th. They arrived in Bangkok thinking that their son was receiving treatment at Mae Sot Hospital. However, they were greeted by the news that Zhen Feng had died on May 11th. Zhen Feng was believed to have been a victim of a job scam syndicate. Refusing to let the same fate befall other scam victims, Zhen Feng's 50-year-old father Goi Chi Kong and 45-year-old mother urgently plead with the government to safely bring the victims home before it's too late. A tearful Chi Kong said he hopes his son is the first and last Malaysian victim to die as a result of this scam. Zhen Feng's ashes were brought home on September 16th after he was cremated in Sriracha, about 120 kilometers southeast of Bangkok. Chi Kong said his 23-year-old son left home in Ipoh on January 19 to visit his online girlfriend with promises to return in early February. He had no prior health complications before his departure. Their last call with Zhen Feng was on March 31st when he said he was at the Mae Sot Hospital and requested 80,000 ringgit for medical treatment. It was reported that the victim was admitted to the hospital's intensive care unit where he died. His body was buried at the Sriracha Cemetery in Chonburi Province under a fake name without his family's knowledge. Tan Feng's family resorted to raising funds on September 2nd to pay off the hospital bill of about 40,000 ringgit before they could obtain a death certificate to conduct a DNA test, cremate the body, and bring the victim's ashes back to Ipoh. A British publication has been banned in Malaysia. Keep watching if you'd like to know why. The latest edition of The Economist has been banned in Malaysia. This is according to industry sources in Kuala Lumpur. A separate source also confirmed the matter. The reason behind the ban has not been disclosed. Malaysia Kini has contacted the Home Ministry and the British publication for comment. However, it is worth noting that this week's edition contains an article that touches on Southeast Asian royals, including those in Malaysia. The article is available online. The article discusses royal succession in Southeast Asian monarchies in the wake of the death of Queen Elizabeth II. In one section, the article comments on misconduct by the region's royals, including charges of assault against the late Sultan Iskandar Sultan Ismail of Johor while he was the crown prince. The article also mentioned that the late Johor monarch's actions are the reason why the government revoked the monarchy's immunity from prosecution in the 1990s. The article also talked about how in Malaysia, monarchs are allowed to appoint heirs instead of being restricted to a line of succession. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.